of life is what I've known for like all my life, really. And it's the only life I know, even though that when we moved to the reserve, or from the reserve, I was quite young, and I still remember the move and how I felt living in a city for the first time. Everything was so closer, and but the one thing that my grandmother kept going was the culture, and then speaking the language, and you know, and a lot of times people say, you know, when you move into the city, you're disconnected, but no, I mean, you've got agencies here, like Bent Arrow Traditional Healing Society, that offer those cultural supports to families, and really to anyone, really. But at the time when we moved here, there wasn't really any Indigenous agencies here in the city. So we just kept going back and forth to the reserve for our ceremonies. And as I got older, I stayed connected to a lot of our we call them powwows, but that's, you know, that's what kept me connected. And hearing the language, the food, the ceremonies, you know, those kinds of things kept me going. We call it Mio Pimatsuin, right? So that's what the good life. So yeah, and that's what we live by. So and it's all about teachings, right? And what people are learning here is that it's not only just about Indigenous teachings and language and customs, but it's it's connecting or reconnecting them to who they are as individuals, right? So when they smell that smudge is not just for Indigenous people, but we spoke to these medicines, we understood these medicines, and we learned from them, and we took care of them. So that's sort of where we come in, and also having the knowledge holders be a part of the camp and what they're teaching as well. And then these people that are here, so like today, day 2, is for community agency partners. So you got different agencies like Catholic Social Services and Terra, Chimo, you know, people like that, the Family Center. So when they go back to their agencies, and if they remember these stories, these teachings, and they apply it to their how they work with families, then that's what it's all about, right? Is being able to do that, to teach them about practice of ceremony. And so when they do go back, they don't realize they're practicing a ceremony because they're not thinking about it. They're actually doing it naturally. We don't just support Indigenous families. We support people from all different backgrounds. I see people from African descent that come here, Arabic, Muslim, you know, all different backgrounds, Chinese, you know. They come here for our Supinbanic, or they come here for help, you know. One of our programs that work with the youth, I think there's only maybe 1 or 2 in this class anyways that are Indigenous, and the rest aren't. So it's just really for everybody. It's a big community in this big brick building, right? So then I thought of maybe, and it's really important for me as well, to capture the knowledge of our knowledge holders, the ceremonies, the teachings, because, you know, we're all not going to be here forever. And, you know, with this video, you know, maybe, you know, long after I'm gone, maybe my kids will see it and they say, oh, that's what Dad did, you know. And so it's really important to capture these moments of whether it's policy, whether it's ceremonies, how we governed ourselves, or the medicines, the language, the food that we ate, you know, all those things. Each one of these knowledge holders that we have here bring that to this camp. There's a reason why we're here, and I think a lot of people don't know that. As elders would say, that everything gets stuck up here, and the rest of this, that's all your knowledge because it's stored. But here, you're only telling and teaching people basically what it is you heard from these senses up here. But there's more to it. So then I hope, as for Bent Arrow, because it's such a big agency, you know, since 1994, it's grown to, I believe, 18 programs now. But what the cultural team does is that they're the foundation of Bent Arrow. And to have 15 cultural workers now, it's really, and the elders, of course, it's really important. So when I look back down the road at this video that's being put together, I can look at these teachings when I need to be reminded, when I'm feeling down, if I'm showing people about who we are, what we do, and just to really capture everything, the audio, the video, the surroundings, you know, because that's key. And then to hear our knowledge holders, each one talking about what they know and how enthusiastic they are. That's what I want, and that's why I'm proud to work here, and I'm proud to I'm one of the leaders, yes, but I'm not going to say I'm the only one. But when it comes to that Eagle staff that's been given to Bent Arrow now, that I keep it. I'm the keeper of that. So what comes with that is responsibility. So that's how I look at my leadership. And I know that other leaders here, when they need an uplifting, I know, okay, that's where I go. That's where I come in and help them and kind of rejuvenate them, get them going again, right? It's not easy being a leader. But one thing I do remember from the late Gordon Tatous is that he has a saying that I have on my email section there on the bottom. It says, leadership is a call to duty, not an elevation to power. And I always tell everybody, when you start your day in ceremony, you're always going to have a good day. So that's why we always have a good day here at Bent Arrow, because we have our grandmother song that's sung in the morning. The song that we sung yesterday is one of the songs that one of our knowledge holders from Saddle Lake gave us. So we sing that a lot as well too. So that helps, yeah. And then, you know, we always eat together here. You know, we always have ceremony here, and so yeah. I mean, it's if you forget your lunch at home, oh, don't worry. I mean, somebody's always cooking in the kitchen here, and of course we smell it in the building. So like, oh, okay, yeah. So it really is, it's a unique place. You have to work here to really feel what I'm talking about. It really is. It's really a special place. And so we want people to go away with that, right? And to have an understanding more of Indigenous people, because we've always been, whether it's TV, even movies, you know, a really bad example of who we are. And we're not like that. And so that's why I came back one day from a meeting and I said, we're not calling it Aboriginal awareness training no more. We're throwing that out the window. It's not going to be that. It's going to be Indigenous cultural teachings. We're not going to talk about residential school. We're not going to talk about colonization. We're not going to talk about Indian Act, any of those things. I said, we're going to show the people, teach the people who we are as people. And that is our languages, our diet, our roles, how we dressed, what we did, all of those things, you know, and how we lived in harmony and engage with people and interact with people and have them be a part of our ceremonies. Because when we bring people out medicine picking, they really have a strong connection to that land, and it's them. That's where they're from too. We all go back to the earth when it's time.